Hi, everybody. Welcome to Last Row Tickets. I'm Lizabeth, and this is Rachel. She's
Hi.
here today for our Gadfly City Last Row Ticket show. So, Rachel, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to Gadfly and your history with film and everything?
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here, especially we're talking about a movie I really love. I have been a film critic and podcaster for about a decade. I've had my channel for over a decade
Wow.
that I've been. At first, it started out as I was just doing unboxings, and then I've always loved film criticism, and I started a blog where I was reviewing movies, and then I started doing podcasts to get ready for Force Awakens,
Oh.
and and I just really enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking with my friends, and then through various conferences, I ended up with my friend starting the Hallmarkies podcast in 2017, and so we started. That's the thing that took off the most, and we started reviewing Hallmark movies, my friends and I, and Hallmark TV shows, rom coms, Christmas movies, all that fun stuff. And I became a Rotten Tomatoes film critic in 2019, and I've just been plugging away, reviewing film every year. And I love animation. I love romantic comedies. Those are probably my two, and Christmas movies, probably my three top niches that I love the most. But I watch all different kinds of movies, and I'm so excited to be here. I was so excited when they reached out. And like I said, especially this first one to be talking about a movie that I really, really love.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so we are going to be talking about Hundreds of Beavers today.
Yay.
Which is kind of become this indie phenomenon, which it was the super low budget film that just sort of blew up and kind of immediately created its own cult following.
Yeah.
So
We
for
had we had a screening in last like February at Salt Lake Film Society, and
right,
people were in cosplay. I mean, it was packed,
yeah,
which was really fun.
yeah, it has a really loyal following.
Yeah.
So for anybody that hasn't seen it, the basic premise is so it's a mostly silent film. It's kind of like a slapstick comedy, and it's a hybrid film. It's live action mixed with animation, and some of what looks like stop motion, but I learned it actually isn't stop motion. But it's this really interesting combination of different mediums. Um, and the basic premise is that the lead guy is a farmer, he works on an apple orchard, and he's making apple cider, and then his whole property gets destroyed, and he ends up in the middle of the wilderness in the winter, and he has to learn how to become a beaver hunter and to sell beaver pelts. And this whole story is told with no dialogue. Um, and
It's
yeah,
really meant to be like basically a Looney Tunes cartoon,
yes.
but in live action.
Yeah, it's very much
Everything.
old school Looney Tunes, and but also kind of a video game, the way that it's set up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, yeah,
Everything is very over the top, and I do think it's fair to say that this might have benefited from being a short,
sure.
that it does start to maybe wear out its welcome just a little bit. I think
Yeah,
that's fair, but it's just so unbridled creativity
yeah,
that I love it.
absolutely. It's not really like anything else I've seen because it does obviously, it is in the lineage of the old school silent
Yeah.
films. It also is obviously very, lined up with the old school cartoons, which I love because I grew up on
Hmm.
those. Um,
Yeah, me
but
too.
there's the combination of things, they had people in beaver costumes where most of the animals were played by people in animal costumes.
Yeah.
Then they also had animation, and they all had fish that were knitted. Clearly, somebody crocheted these fish or knitted them.
Yeah.
All kinds of just, yeah, absolutely one of the most creative films I've ever seen, I would say.
And made on a budget $150,000, which is like
Yeah,
nothing. I mean, it's basically practically free, which
yeah,
is
I can
crazy.
attest to
Ugh,
having
yeah.
made super micro budget films.
It's funny because even though I love it, I really didn't take that many notes because it it's all just kind of the same thought going through it of like, oh my gosh, this is funny, this is creative, but it's not like
Yeah. It's really funny, and it's really refreshing to see something that's so, um, it's just like this really pure kind of like innocent humor for the most part. I mean, it gets sort of racy a little bit in a few parts, but for the most part, it's very like slapstick, very simple humor. The plot is
Mhm.
very simple, and yet
Yeah.
somehow I found it to be really entertaining all the way through.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
do
it's
think
it
that
just because it doesn't stop. Like, it doesn't
mhm.
it you just if one gag's not working for you, it's on to the next gag,
Yeah,
and it just keeps going and going and
yeah.
going.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's something interesting when I read about the making of the film. They didn't really have like a screenplay. They didn't shoot it like a
Yeah.
traditional film. They sort of built it around gags, like you were just talking about the gags, right? So like, and a lot of those were actually built in post production. So they would shoot like the live action stuff with the actors and then kind of piece it together in post production and actually create a lot of the jokes later. Like they weren't actually written.
Yeah.
Found really
That
interesting.
makes sense. They were just kinda making it up. I believe that. It makes
Yeah.
sense because
Well,
there really is not like there's not like a story here. I
yeah,
mean,
I
this
mean,
is
there's a really simple story,
yeah,
but it's like a story
yeah.
you've heard before, so
This is one of those movies, like, I like to push on people just to try something new, but if people don't like it, I'm like, "I get it." Like, it's not gonna be for everyone.
yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, it's, what I love too about it is that it's kind of the opposite of the way that film and the film industry is going right now, which is like everything is like maximum stimulus, everything, like, as, blow them up or, AI or whatever they're
Yeah,
creating, and this is like the exact opposite of that, basically. You have no dialogue, um,
yeah.
and like,
Well, and it's just refreshing to see something that's just, like, totally unique.
yeah,
That I had never it's unique, but it's not unique in, like, an obnoxious kind of way, like, sometimes,
yeah,
some real artsy art house type films, are. This is just it's just joyful and fun and goofy and silly,
yes.
and so I think it really it makes it feel special.
Yeah, and I actually like, it's not pretentious at all, and I
No, no.
I appreciate that there's actually no underlying, like, allegory or
Yeah, I do
moral
too.
story
It's
or
true.
any they're not trying to push any ideas, it's just, like, is what it is.
Yeah.
Very
We
simple.
did get a comment in chat. We have a chat room on my YouTube if
Oh,
anybody's interested. But we have Jeremiah. He says that he's seen Batman for the first time, which is exciting. And then he says, "But I just wanted to say hi. I love this movie. It is S tier comedy."
yeah,
So yeah, it
lo
really is.
love it too. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite gag?
Man, there's so many. It's such a dense movie in a way.
Yeah, it really was. And it seems like it was
So much.
brutal to make everything in the snow like that.
Yeah, they really were out there shooting in the winter, over 2 winters. I actually really liked in the very early in the movie when he's trying to catch the rabbits and he, like, has that giant carrot and they're up
Oh, yeah.
and he pushes the carrot and it just sort of, like, misses him and then he walks away.
I
So
like that too. I like everything with the fish, the biting fish, and all of the beavers, and
yeah, I love the
it's
part
really
too
cool.
when it really starts to feel like a video game and,
Yeah,
he's like he making the map and he's, like, making his rounds around the map and sort of, like, every time he comes to the next place, he figures out something else from the thing before, and so he gets to level.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it almost feels like a whack-a-mole game, like
Yeah,
like an
totally.
arcade game.
Yeah, and he's getting points, like, he's racking up
Yeah,
numbers. Yeah, absolutely.
that's fun. I love the title cards. It's not until 33 minutes into the movie,
Yeah,
which
that
feels
you
very
get
old school.
yeah, totally. Yeah,
And it's
absolutely.
all in like a black and white. And I appreciate that about it too, that not only is it, very unique, but it also just has such a unique aesthetic.
Yeah. Yeah, and as somebody who, like, makes film, I'm really interested in why makers make decisions like that or whatever, and I think it really had to do with, 1, the fact that it was, like, really low budget, and
Yeah.
they were mixing all these different, mediums, and so
Mhm.
having, like, black and white and all that grain, that old film grain,
Yeah.
it sort of helped it blend. I think if it was in color, it would just be too disjointed looking. but it
Yeah.
worked so well, you know?
It did. It did. And they were originally conceiving it as a parody of The Revenant, which is funny. You know, which The Revenant is very
Huh.
serious,
Yeah, absolutely.
intense, like survival movie.
Yeah.
So to come, it says here the script was a 2-page treatment filled with note cards and gag drawings.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Which
yeah,
is
it was
very
reading that it
interesting.
was, like, really more storyboarded like an animation, not really
Yeah.
script. Mhm.
And it says the inspiration was drawn from Mario video games, America's Funniest Home Videos, and the slapstick comedy of Abbott and Costello, Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin, and the Three Stooges.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
feel that, all of those
Absolutely,
influences.
absolutely. Yeah, the lead actor, I have his name here somewhere, I can't remember now, but he's such a great physical comedian.
Yeah, Ryland Hughes is his name.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
really is.
yeah,
He
they're
gives
so
it
great.
his all. You feel like he was in pain
Yeah, for sure, you can feel
making this movie.
it's very theatrical, like, it's never like,
Yeah,
they're never trying to go for realism, which I appreciate. They, like, fully commit to just ridiculous, over
yeah.
the topness.
Yeah, it says here that it says that the second act of Hundreds of Beavers was designed to be like watching a Let's Play video, and like they do on YouTube.
Oh,
Jessica stated that the audience actually watch Ryland play the whole video game. Gene's progression and improvement in the film evokes systems used in role-playing video games, and particularly once they get into that like logging facility.
yeah, the
You know
Beaver
what I mean?
Dam or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you really feel that in
Yeah,
this
because he's, like,
one.
going down the different, like, channels and the logs and jumping around. Yeah, very much
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
a game, even Frogger or something.
It says here it was shot over a course of 3 to 4 weeks.
Yes.
This footage was then shown to other investors whose financing followed allowed the remainder of the film to be shot. And so then it was filmed over the course of 12 weeks during the winter 2019-2020.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah,
I
and
can't
I read
even,
too that
man.
like, they shot all the live action stuff in those 2 winters, but it took him 4 years to create all the special effects, which he did at home on, Adobe After Effects, just, like, on his
I
phone.
would love to ask him if like I one thing that I think would be hard about making a comedy is feeling confident in the humor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like once you've heard a joke 4 or 5, in here so many times, like I would start to sort of second guess, like, is it still funny? Is it still working? Especially when something it's as out there as this is.
Yeah.
Like to have confidence in the jokes, I think would be hard.
Yeah, that's a great point because it is when you're editing something, you just have to watch it so many times that you
Yeah.
are unable to be objective anymore.
Yeah, because like
That's a good point.
drama, you can still be like, it's objectively sad to lose this, to lose a
Movie
family
theater.
member or to break up with a girl, whatever. It's
Totally.
like objectively sad.
Yeah.
Whereas like humor, it's way more subjective. So I would think I would worry that I would second guess myself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I think, like I was saying, I think a lot of because so much of this is based on timing because it's
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and that was all assembled after the fact. So I'm sure he like tinkered and tinkered and tinkered and tinkered and just
It
drove
says
himself.
here that the beaver suits were purchased online from a Chinese mascot website with the teeth modified by the filmmakers.
Yeah, great. Yeah,
I know, I just love that idea of like some Chinese company getting order for like 35 beaver.
well, that's what I thought too, but then, it turns out they actually only had a few actors in beaver suits, like 5 or 6, and they would
Oh,
shoot
really?
just like 5 or 6, and then he would take that and sort of copy it and make all these composite
Oh,
shots in After Effects. So it made it look like there was hundreds of beavers, but it was just a few.
they did a great job with that.
It looked great.
It
Yeah.
says over 1,500 visual effects were made using Adobe After Effects, which I mean, most people have Adobe. That Adobe After Effects is very like a lot of people. I have it. A
Mhm.
lot of people have Adobe After Effects, so that's kind of cool that using the tools that most people have.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know
Mhm. Yeah.
that
Oh, hey, you
that
know what? I'm supposed to tell your audience in case anybody is interested. We're going to have Rachel with us for a while, hopefully. And we're Gadfly City, and we do this show every Wednesday night. We also have a trivia show and a politics show. So
Yeah, they really
guys
cover
on
everything
YouTube, yeah, we have a lot going on over there.
from an independent perspective, which is rare these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
Very true. Yeah.
yeah, I'm really excited, and I'll try to put all the links and different things like that in all my social media and stuff because yeah, this is really cool. It's really fun.
Yeah, we're
So make
happy.
sure y'all are subscribed.
Yes. I also, something that I thought was really great about this film is like the way they marketed it afterwards. Speaking of having an independent point of view, they didn't go the traditional distribution route. They self-distributed.
Yeah.
So they kept full control, and they did this like really interesting marketing thing, which was that they basically went on tour and did these like old school vaudeville live shows that incorporated all of these live elements with the film. And did you go to one of those?
No, but I did get to go to, like I said, when they did the re-release,
Okay.
and it was hilarious. Their social media in general was absolutely great. They crushed it on X, and they were so funny. And I they kept being like, "Who wants to have the re-release? Come, who wants 100 Beavers to come to your town?" And I was like, "Please come to Salt Lake. Please come to Salt Lake." And they were like, "Fine already. We'll go to Salt Lake."
Good job nagging them.
That's
That's
really funny. And they had all of these like parody posters as well, I think for the Oscars that year. Just in general, they just nailed social media,
good. I mean, that's, yeah, they had
which
to
was
because they were
really
in charge of
fun.
the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're so
And so I saw the re-release in Salt Lake. Like I said, and people were dressing up, people were cheering. I love that kind of environment for theater. I don't need my theater to be some kind of like sterile, perfectly quiet. I don't need that, especially for a movie like this. Like I like a
like this.
energetic, responsive environment.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so interested what their like what the first run of live shows was like, you know. I mean, I
Oh, I
just
know. I
imagine
would have
people in like
loved
beaver
that.
costumes, like running through the aisles, and like I read that somebody like got into a fist fight with one of the beavers, like a fake fist fight, but I'm sure it was just so incredibly entertaining, you know.
When it was at Fantastic Fest, which
Yeah,
is known for these kind of like cult type films, I think that's where it debuted. It would
yeah,
have been so fun to see it at Fantastic Fest.
yeah. Have you been ever?
I've never been. I've been to South by Southwest a couple of times, which is
Right.
also in Austin.
Yeah.
But I'd like to. I'd like to go to. I'm not the biggest horror. I like some horror, and I've gotten more into it in the last 4 or 5 years. But it's probably not my top. And Fantastic Fest is a big horror, festival. But I would like to go. I would like
Yeah,
to go,
me
especially
too.
because I have a lot of friends down there. My friend Sean is
Oh,
there in Austin and things
wow.
like that.
Great.
But and my friend Colin. So yeah. Anyway, it's yeah. He says here Cheslick and the producers chose to distribute the film themselves,
Yeah.
and Kurt oversaw the promotion campaign. He did a great job, and
So creative.
they Hundreds of Beavers was shown at 14 independent theaters in the Great Lakes region. By November 2024, the film had been shown in no more than 33 theaters at once. And then an encore showing was conducted in around 70 theaters starting on December 5th. That's the one I saw, was the encore.
Okay, that was the re-release.
That was the re-release
Nice.
in 70 theaters. So one of those was the Broadway in Salt Lake.
Yeah, it's just a smart way to go about it because
Yeah, really smart.
now it's like anybody can distribute their film. That's
Yeah.
not the problem anymore. The problem is trying to get people to look at it.
Well, and they made
How much
$1.5 million just on the box office, let alone
Yeah,
merch.
a $150 budget. I mean, that's
$150,000. Yeah, so they
Yeah.
crushed it. It's
Killed it.
awesome to see, and so yeah, and I'm sure their next film will do even better because people are excited.
Have you heard anything about
It
that
says something about Lake Michigan here. That
Well, I know that they did one before this. that
Lake
was about the
Michigan Monster.
I think that was the film they did prior. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Tooze has described Lake Michigan Monster, Hundreds of Beavers, and his forthcoming film, I Have Bomb,
Right.
as a punk rock indie film trilogy. Okay, Lake Michigan Monster was the one before. Okay.
Yeah, and they only spent $7,000 on that or something.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
That's so
curious
cool.
to see what that's like. The thing I was reading said that sort of like helped them develop the style that they use.
Yeah.
Hundreds of Beavers. Yeah.
It's really cool to have a unique, and also the sound design and the music. I
Oh man,
really,
yes.
really loved that.
Yeah. Yeah, the score was just like, it was one of their buddies apparently, who's just like they've worked with a lot over the
Yeah.
years. And the sound design, I've done sound design on our films, and it's just like being able to interact, like incorporate the
Mhm.
sound design with the score, especially in a film like this where you have nothing else to fall back on because there's no
Yeah.
dialogue. It just would have been so fun, I'm sure.
It has the feel of an old school radio Foley
Yes.
table,
Totally.
like Foley. That's what it feels like. It says here, sound designer Bob Barito used wooden objects, including kazoos and clapper toys, for the sounds in the film, and used audio distortion for scenes including violence, as he felt that violence sounds funniest when it's really distorted,
Yeah.
which is so true.
I noticed like when she was the woman that he was trying to woo,
Yeah.
cutting open the beavers, and they just were using these really classic like gore sounds, just like
Yeah.
screaming flesh and tearing open flesh. And they're just like ripping open this puppet. It's hilarious.
I do love when there's like the fabric organs and the
Yeah.
fabric and then the fluff all mixed together. And
So fun. Somebody sewed all of that, probably.
yeah, somebody was very good sewer.
Yeah.
And I like Santa Claus. What do you think of Santa Claus? In
The
it,
what?
Santa
Oh,
Claus in
Santa
the
Claus.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's
trapper.
fun.
The other trapper. Oh, yes. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
you
remember.
could almost say that this is a Christmas movie.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's in winter, so
Well, and they have Santa Claus as a character
it totally
in the
counts.
movie, which
Yeah.
is fun.
Yeah. I watched
Uh,
most of it actually with my toddler in the room. I mean, like the part with the wolves tearing them apart and stuff, I turned her away, but the rest of it, she was like totally engaged. She loved it.
yeah, kids could enjoy this because I mean it really is like a Looney Tunes old school comedy.
Yeah.
It's not realistic. There's no sense of like people really getting like
Yeah, no, even
real
part,
violence.
I was like, I don't feel like it's actually scary, but
No.
yeah, absolutely.
Like it would be a good thing to watch and then watch Buster Keaton, watch Charlie Chaplin, watch Abbott Costello, watch all of those things,
Yeah, it made me want to go back and check some of those out because I guess I was sort of surprised how engaged I felt the whole time, because
Yeah.
I'm always feeling like now suddenly have ADHD because I'm overstimulated by all of these screens and shit, but
Mhm.
I didn't struggle with it at all. And I wonder if I went back and watched those old films, if I would feel the same.
Yeah, no, I mean, especially Buster Keaton, because the things he does with his body are just so crazy
Yeah,
that you're just like, how's he doing this? Like, how's he commits 100% to every gag.
absolutely.
And so it's very compelling, even though it's old.
Yeah,
And this, I do think it maybe starts to wear out its welcome a little bit. I
yeah,
think it could have probably been like 80 minutes,
yeah. I
and
think
that would
you're
have been like the
right.
sweet spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's all right. I don't mind it because it's so fun,
Yeah,
creative.
especially the first. I watched it a couple times. The first time through, I was like with it, but I did kind of start to be like, all right, I think it's time to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but highly recommend. Good time
Yeah,
all the way through.
it really is. And just I'm not the most artistic film goer. You'll see as we do. I mean, I love Hallmark movies. I love formula films. I love rom-coms. I love, like I'm not the kind of person that needs something to be super like artistically interesting as far as the film, if the story, the characters, the banter, all that stuff. In this case, this is my kind of artistic film.
Yeah,
This is the kind of thing. Like you were saying, it's not pretentious,
it's not,
but it is
but it's
fresh,
totally unique.
exciting, and
Yeah,
creative and funny and totally unique.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
The perfect balance. I agree.
Yeah. So I and my friend Steve Sales, who's a local critic here, legend, he still can't believe I like this movie.
He doesn't
He's just
like
like, he can't believe it that I like this movie. And I'm like, it's so good. What's wrong with you?
I mean, it's a love-hate thing. I could definitely see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of like to tease him about it.
Yeah.
That it's such a great movie.
It's such a great movie. Yes, I highly recommend it to anybody who hasn't seen it yet. I wish I could see it in the theater. Hopefully there's a chance for that.
I would love if they did another round of those.
Why not?
Yeah. They should. And I don't understand why more films, especially indie films, don't use the social media like Hundreds of Beavers did.
Yeah.
Like, it's basically free.
It's free. I mean, I
don't understand. Like,
a lot of it is like people, artists are not necessarily good at social media and don't really want to do it, And so you should hire somebody to do it then, but not everybody has the money for it, or they,
I guess they got really lucky with this guy because they were brilliant. But it's just always like especially Disney, you can always tell when Disney doesn't have faith in their films. They just gotta give up on a film. And it's like, I don't understand why they do that. Like, at least like fake it till you make it. Like, you've got it. You might as well try to sell it. But I understand why you wouldn't want to like invest in like film and in like TV ads, and you're not gonna want to do a Super Bowl ad for a movie you don't like. I get that. But like a social media campaign that costs basically nothing.
Yeah, but they have to pay people to do it. I mean, I think it's bullshit for sure.
It's so weird to me. It's like you spent $150 million on a movie like Elio.
Yeah.
And they just kind of like give up on it. They don't even have advertising in the parks.
But that's the thing too with
so
those
weird
blockbusters is they inflate the budget on the front, and so everybody gets paid. Like all the executives and everybody gets paid before the film's even made. So by the time the film's made, nobody cares anymore.
Yeah, they just don't care, and you can tell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would just fake it, Like, I feel like sometimes I put in more effort into marketing my podcast than some of these movies.
Yeah, you probably do.
People are spending millions and millions and millions of dollars on.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird. But they were so funny. Everything they did was very funny. And the movie is very funny. And it's just so visually inventive, and the sound and the music, like we talked about.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, you could do a whole podcast just talking about the sound and music.
You really could. You really could. It says here, sound, that they used kazoos and clapper toys for sounds in the film. Yeah, and audio distortion, like we said. And the songs, Tu's father, Wayne, composed and performed songs for the film.
Oh, cool.
So they lucked out there. Get Dad to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're very like a friend group that are just doing this for years.
Editing and post-production took 2 years to complete.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. That kept them busy during the pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess the Fantastic Fest was 2022, and then it got actually released in 2024.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And it's cool because it's sort of a slow creep. Like, I didn't hear about it until maybe like 6 months ago or something, but I feel like it's
really? So you saw it pretty recently?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I think I think we're going to see more and more films distributing this way because, especially at this budget tier, like going through a distributor, you're just basically going to get screwed. Because we sold our last film to Gravitas Ventures, who as our release was supposed to happen, they got bought by another company. So everybody we were working with disappeared. The whole thing just got swallowed. Nothing. They're not going to put any money into marketing a small, a low budget film.
A good example of that. It's technically released as a series. It's called Seeking Persephone, and I talked to the director and the lead actor, and the lead actor said that one hasn't aired yet. But the director told me that basically, because they had funded the movie, is based on a popular book. And what they did on a nothing budget is you watch that, you won't Like, it looks expensive, in my opinion.
Great. Yeah.
And they went to the Hallmark, they went to everybody, and it was just not going to be viable. And they want to make a season 2, fingers crossed. And so they just put it out to like people to purchase for, you know, your $19, you know, kind of thing like that.
Mhm.
And it's so good, it's so quality. And they had the social media and the other things like that, and they came on shows like my show. That helps, you know,
Yeah.
free, you know, thing. And it's I mean, I don't know, but it seems like it's gotten quite a bit of for very little, you know, the advertising expenses and distribution expenses. It seems like it was the way to go.
Absolutely.
So
I think
yeah.
it's really the only way to make money as like a smaller indie filmmaker anymore. You just have to be
Yeah.
really smart about it and like really go after the marketing and be, you know, on top of the podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And make something that's good.
Well, obviously, first of
I
all,
mean,
I want to make something that's really
yeah.
good.
But but if it's good, then the word of mouth can work,
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know?
I still think that like really great art or movies or whatever will rise to the top. You know,
Yeah, I think so
if you're
too.
smart about it. Yeah.
And so, yeah, Seeking Persephone, I
Oh,
think it's very entertaining.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it couldn't be more different than Hundreds of Beavers, but the distribution is similar.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyway, but yeah,
Okay. Well, I think
I
we kind of
I think we covered. It's one of those movies that there's really no plot to talk about. So
there's no
it's
plot.
more,
Oh, and yeah, Hundreds of Beavers.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a spectacle.
it is.
Yeah, but go see the spectacle, everyone.
Yeah, it's super fun.
All right. Well, so this has been Last Row Ticket with Gadfly. If you're not subscribed to us, go find us on YouTube, subscribe. We're going to have more of these kinds of shows. We have trivia every week, which is super fun. Lots of stuff going on. So we're so glad to have you with us, Rachel. Thank
I'm
you.
so excited.
Yeah. So we'll see you all next time.
Yeah, subscribe.